real-life Indiana Jones David Hatcher Childress recently did a presentation on cigar-shaped UFOs. This set of photos captured by a U.S. naval submarine in 1971 shows a cigar-shaped UFO emerging from the water and goes from vertical to horizontal, and then it shoots off. And as they're watching, lo and behold, before their eyes, a second ship that's not cigar-shaped comes up out of the water. It turns into a cigar shape, and it too jets off and disappears. This image was captured in 2016, and if you zoom in closely on the image, this is what it looks like. Notice how similar this image recently captured by the U.S. military is to the 1971 image. And notice how they go from being oblong, triangular, rugged edges shaped to transforming somehow into these cylindrical shaped vehicles. This set of images captured in 1978 shows an aircraft that does a maneuver in the sky, and when they slow it down, they can see that it formed this pattern, and it did it all in 1/30th of a second. Believe it or not, there are actually cigar-shaped UFOs described in the Bible. Zechariah chapter 5 describes one that looks like a scroll. And if you know anything about old times, you know that scrolls rolled up into cylindrical shapes. And so when Zechariah was describing a scroll-shaped aircraft, he was describing a cigar-shaped UFO, much like those seen all over the world. But did you know there are also other accounts of UFOs described in the Bible? The prophet Ezekiel describes quite an interesting-looking spacecraft. It's described as being cylindrical shaped, shiny, and having windows, and there being creatures inside that peer out from these windows. And this thing hovers in the air as if, just by levitation. It doesn't need wings. Now take a look at this painting that is over 600 years old. And notice in the top left and the top right corners, we see spaceships, and we see humanoid type figures inside these ships. Now take a look at this image captured in May 2021. Doesn't this craft look a lot like the one depicted in the 600-year-old painting? Now the big question a lot of people want to know is, can those flying these UFOs be trusted? And that's why we have to consider the context that there are fallen angels who do not have our best interest in mind, and then God has his angels, and I believe both fly around in spaceships. Now if we go back to Zechariah and finish the verse about the flying scroll, this is what it has to say.